let's look at another problem. This is a picture. Which point on the graph of y equal to 4 minus x squared are closest to the 0.2? So this is your 4 minus x squared picture. And this is 0, 2. So we want to know that what gives me shortest distance, which means I'm looking for minimum again, right? So I'm gonna say, okay, I need to take derivative of this and make it into what? Set them equal to 0. That's what I want to do. So this is what I'm looking for. I want this distance to be what? Smallest one. So I'm gonna think about the equation I need. My primary equation needs to be what? Distance equation. That's my primary equation. So this becomes my secondary equation. Are you with me, class? This is not my primary equation. My primary equation is distance equation because it says I need to find the what? Shortest distance. It's a distance I want to minimize. So first things, I'm gonna look at the distance formula. What's my distance formula? So you have 2 points, that point and that point. So we know what this is, all right? The other point, I don't know, but I will figure it out. I just call it x comma y for now. Are you with me, class? So that is why you have x comma 0 squared. The distance formula looks like this. That's the distance formula. Are you with me, class? So I'm plugging into regular distance formula. So my x2, I'm gonna use that to be my x2. Second point, this is my first point. That's what I'm doing. Is everybody following me? All right, is everybody with me right now? So you have x comma 0 squared plus y comma 2 squared. So that's what you have. So, okay, next thing. Over here. Is everybody here? Let me not skip this one. You have this. X squared and then what? Y minus what? 2 squared. So x minus 0 is just simply x squared. Is everybody with me? And then y minus 2 and then what? Squared. But remember, I want my equation, primary equation to be what? One variable. So I have 2 variables. So I'm going to get rid of my y. What is my y equal to? That. So we're going to plug it in. Y as what's the one? That. Is everybody with me? You see how I got this one? I'm plugging in y as this, replacing it. Are you following me, class, right now?
Yes.
Okay. Because I will go to the plain paper and then we can do this problem together also. Yes.
Why did it change to a minus?
Right here?
Like the x squared minus, it would, like, why did it go from x squared plus?
It's x minus 0 is what? X.
No,
And then you square them. So at the end, you have to square.
I'm saying.
She's saying plus in the
After
middle.
the x
Oh,
squared.
oh. Yeah, I'm into
Ah,
plus.
well.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm into the what? Plus. This equation is the same, so it should be plus. Sorry, thank you very much. I do that because out of small mistakes, I noticed that. Forgetting my negative signs and things like that. Yeah, that should be plus. Thank you very much. That should be plus. So everybody see how you got this? So everybody see how you got this, right? Okay. And you simplify that. This one, class, that's the same as what? That's the same as 4 minus x squared minus 2 squared is same as what? 2 minus x squared. Does everybody see that? So this and that combined, they give you what? Only 2 minus x squared, and then what do? Square them. You gotta FOIL them. Right, class? When you FOIL that, what do you get? 2
4.
times 2, which is what? 4. Negative 2x squared, negative 2x squared, and then what? Positive x to the 4.
Yep.
Is everybody with me? You FOIL that, you combine them, 4 minus what? Negative 4x squared plus x to the 4.
Wait.
Fourth thing right here is this right here. So I am gonna put extra step right here.
Oh, yeah, plus x
So
squared.
you have x squared, and then you have what? This. Right, and then you're gonna combine them, right? Which one you're gonna combine? Is everybody with me?
Right.
So you're gonna write down highest power to lowest power, so x to the 4, negative 3x squared plus 4. Is everybody with me? Okay. So I haven't skipped any step. Alright, because d is the smallest when the expression is inside the radical is what? Smallest. So what I need to do is what? Take the derivative of which one? This. And set them equal to what? 0. So let me get the things right here. Alright, so what was the equation?
X4 minus 3x squared. plus-
That's right.
Got it, okay.
So x to the 4 minus 3x squared plus 4. So taking a derivative of this, you get what? 4x to the third minus 6x, and 4 become a 0. And then you're gonna do what? Common factor. What's my common factor? X, and then what? 2. 2 times 2, 2 times 3. So you got 2x in the front, and then you have what are you left with? 2x squared, and then what? 3. So I'll bring out the 2's and bring out x. So 2x in the front, and you have this. Now what do you want to do? You want to do 2x equal to 0, or what? 2x squared minus 3 equal to 0. So x is equal to 0, or what? 2x squared equal to 3. And divided by 2. So x squared is equal to plus square root of 3 over 2. Or what? Minus square root of 3 over 2. And then we want to say, okay, we're definitely not going to use which number? Oh, this case is not a dimension, so you can use whatever number. So in this case, I still have to what? Plug it in. Testing this critical number using the first derivative test verifies that x is equal to 0 is a relative maximum, whereas both this and this is minimum distance. So how do I do that? What's the first derivative test? I find what? The reasons, and then plug in numbers. So this is what I do, okay. So I'm gonna erase this thing with the plain paper. Okay, so this is what we have. Let's go back everything one more time. My equation is what? X squared minus 4, was that what it was?
4 minus x squared.
4 minus x squared. The point that I want to do is what? 0, 2, right? looking for some point that gives me a 90 degree. I'm looking for this point. Are you with me, class? Looking for when it's what? 0. All right, so when you do your work, you found 3 critical numbers. Do you want me to go over this one all over and then find the critical number again? Okay, let's do that. So you have this, and you told, we said this is my secondary equation. I'm looking for what? What am I looking for?
Shortest distance.
That's right, shortest distance. So what's my primary equation then? Distance is my primary equation. Is everybody with me? Okay. So I'm going to say, okay, what's my distance function? Distance function is x2 minus x1 squared plus what? y2 minus 1 squared. All right, I'm going to call it, this is my second point. This is my first point. I'm doing this, I'm doing the same thing over one more time so you guys can see what's going on, all right? So you're gonna say, okay, this means x minus 0 squared plus what? Y minus 2 squared. So far so good, is everybody following me? I'm doing a second time. So now this is equal to same as x squared minus y minus 2 squared, and then you're going to do what? Substitute y as what? That's right. So you're going to say substitute y as what? 4 minus x squared.
That's supposed to be a plus.
I'm sorry?
X squared plus y minus 2.
Oh, I know. Putting a negative, don't I? Yes, thank you. Y as this. Is everybody with me? So far, so good?
Wait.
All right, I'm doing the same thing over. Just make sure you get everything what I'm doing. So you're gonna say, okay, this is the same as x squared plus 2 minus what? X squared to the square. And you're gonna say, okay, note. And you're gonna say, okay. Minus x squared, square means 2 minus x squared times 2 minus x squared. Oops. It does not show. Same as 2 minus x squared times 2 minus x squared. Now FOIL this. Right, class? So you have 4 minus 2x squared minus 2x squared plus x to the 4, which is same as 4 minus negative 4x squared plus x to the 4. So I'm going to plug this back into where?
Okay.
Over here. Right? So far so good. So I haven't skipped any step and just going over same problem again. So I have this. Is everybody with me? Okay, so I'm gonna say, okay, this is the distance that I want to minimize. So I need to do what? Take a derivative of,
Okay.
and we set them equal to what? 0.
Let's see.
Let's see, everybody good? And now, I am not gonna even worry about the square root. Are you with me? Because I'm looking for this x. And I just need to take a square root in a minute, okay? So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call this as my f. And I'm gonna minimize this. So call this is my f. So I have a f of x is equal to 4 minus 3x squared plus what? X to 4. Take a derivative of that. So you get 0, and this is equal to what? Negative 6 plus 4x to the third, and I'm going to set them equal to what? 0. Are you following me okay? Okay. So you're going to say, okay, what is my common factor? I'm going to say 2. My common factor is also what? X, yeah. So I have what? Negative 3, and I have what then? 2x squared, and you set them equal to 0. So 2x equal to 0, or what? Negative 3 plus 2x squared equal to 0. So add 3. So 2x squared is equal to 3 divided by 2, that's right. So I have x squared is equal to 3 over 2. So this is the same as what? Then x is equal to 3 over 2 square root, or what? Negative 3 over 2. Is everybody with me? And over here is what? Divided by 2. So x is equal to what? 0. So I have 3 critical numbers.
0, positive.
Is everybody with me? I'm not gonna even worry about testing. Just look at this picture. Distance from here to here give you what? Maximum distance, because how much distance is here? 1 and then what? 2. The distance over here is 2. So this distance is what? Definitely shorter. What number is that? According to them, this number right here is what? Square root of 3 over 2?
Yep.
What's this number over here?
Negative square.
Negative square root of 3 over 2.
Alright.
Okay, I'm not done yet. That only gives me an x value. What's my y value?
Okay. Yeah.
Remember, this says point, that means I gotta have an x and I gotta have a what? Y. Remember, this is a critical number, but I need a critical point. So what do I need to do? Plug this number into where? That equation. So, first one. So first number that I'm going to do 4 minus square root of 3 over 2. Square that. What does it give you? 3 over 2. And you're going to say, okay, that's the same as 8 over 2 minus 3 over 2. That gives me 5 over 2. So I got it. So my y value over here is square root of 3 over 2, comma what?
5 over 2.
5 over 2.
It should be the same thing.
And over here, they're exactly what? Symmetric. So negative 3 over 2, and the y value is what? 5 over 2. So I'm done.